So good evening, everyone. Thank you for patiently waiting for us. I would love to welcome our Honorable Minister, Shri KTR Garu, and then Principal Secretary Jayesh Ranjan Sir, Nike here from Ivanti, and Ram Swarup from Cybersecurity Works. So what we're going to do now first is, as you all know, we're celebrating what we call as Ivanti 1, launching Ivanti from India to the world. And we'll start with our tradition of lighting the lamp. So I would request the Minister, Honorable Minister, and Nike to light the lamp, please. Sir, if you would mind help us light the lamp, we'll start with the tradition. Nike, please, sir. So I would like to just give a little perspective on why we chose October and why we chose Hyderabad as our destination. Thank you. So, a couple of things, right? So, as you all know, probably India is one of the largest knowledge-based economies in the world. If you haven't known that, that's a fun fact. And it's the youngest population that the world desires and envies to be, right? We write the most code in this country. We run every critical system in the world. So one of the things I inspired when I started here, I left this country 21 years ago. I interned in ISRO, Indian Space Research, learned neural networks in 2000. I mean, you won't even believe that, right? So I went to the US, had an opportunity to work with National Security Agency and learn cybersecurity, contributed to the United States, and in return, I was appointed as National Academy of Sciences Ambassador to India to help India understand cybersecurity problems, all the way back in 2004. So I partnered with IISc, IITs, to really talk about cybersecurity curriculum. So one of the interesting things I learned was we wanted to do something back in Andhra. So we used to flock to Raymond Sir's office saying that we want to do something here, we want to do something here. And when Andhra was going through digital transformation, we actually contributed quite a bit in securing the systems here. I still remember sitting in the police control room and talking about, hey, we can compromise every single intelligence movement of the CM's convoy. And we showed them every communication, what they were talking to each other. So that's the first evolution. We partnered with Center for Good Governance, and we started really educating, bringing in awareness, right? So these are some of the things we actually did in India. So now let's talk about Ivanti. So one of the important things why we chose Hyderabad is this is really an inspirational place from multiple leaders, right? I mean, if you look at our IT minister today, he has attracted every single CEO to come to Hyderabad, set up innovation. Not set up a shop, set up innovation. There's a difference. Everybody comes to India for people. Everybody comes to India to make you work, write code, but very few people will come and say, I'm going to set up my innovation center. Right? Look at Microsoft, look at Google, look at Apple, including Ivanti now. What we're looking at is, we're inspired with what the minister has done. If you go back and look at his 2016 talk on cybersecurity, it is phenomenal. In 2016, the world doesn't really understood what ransomware was. People did not understand what cybersecurity really meant for them, right? In 2016, the minister started telling that if we were going to write code here to the world, let's be sure, let's be assured, we're going to develop secure code, we're going to train our students in cybersecurity, and we will ensure there will be enough innovation from Hyderabad that we will build amazing security companies. So it's really important for the leaders to lay the path. And that's where founders, CEOs will get inspired, right? So I'm a founder by myself. I started my company. I had a fortune to sell to Ivanti 2 months ago. That's how I came in as an acquisition. The first thing I told Nike, who is the daughter of Telangana, born, brought up here, I said, we got to go to Hyderabad and launch Ivanti. Because we haven't launched Ivanti formally in India. We're going through the transformation, and we said we're going to launch it. So I said, if we pick one place, we're Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, So we started dabbling, where are we going to go? I said, why are we going anywhere else? All my education was in Tamil Nadu, by the way. I can speak good Tamil, I can speak Telugu as well. But I said, no, we're going to start in Hyderabad. So it was a very conscious decision to pick Hyderabad and really take pride in being part of the club the minister actually has started to see how we can innovate, how we can build our R&D. And the minister actually was talking about Pegasus malware. People from Mobiline, you'll be proud of this because we are the largest mobile security company in the world, which is now Ivanti, protecting millions and millions of mobile devices across the globe. That innovation, that code is actually built here. And with that, sir, I would love to welcome Nike.
Thank you, Sri. Hello, everyone. First of all, let me thank Honorable Minister Sri K.T. Ramarao here for joining us and being a part of this launch, Ivanti, One Ivanti India launch. It's a big event for us. As you all know, Ivanti has grown significantly over the last 12 to 18 months. We were less than $500 million in total revenue just 12 months back. Today we are 1.2 billion in total revenue, and I was just telling the minister that we continue to grow and will be close to 2 billion in total revenue in the next coming quarters and years. What I'm super proud is today Ivanti is the top 3 software companies globally in the unified endpoint management, in IT service management, and most importantly, in cybersecurity. In today's day and age, as we enter the post-COVID era, cybercrime is reaching catastrophic heights. How we help our customers discover, manage, and secure all their devices, all their data, all their applications is super critical. And Ivanti is in a very, very unique position with the growth acquisitions that we have done to be able to provide that level of service for all of our customers. Today, we have over 46,000 customers worldwide. And we are also very proud that 96% of the Fortune 100 companies are our customers. And we help manage and secure 200 million devices worldwide. So that's a massive scale and growth. And what I also like to do is take this opportunity to announce our commitment to India, to Telangana, and to Hyderabad as a location for innovation. Today we have 500 plus employees in our India offices. We plan on growing this to 2,000 plus employees around all the India offices. And most importantly, here in Hyderabad, we plan on doubling or tripling our employee base, not just for developing code, but really driving innovation and growth, especially in the cybersecurity space. So with that, thank you all. Thank you everyone for being a part of this launch, and look forward to a great rest of the evening. Thank you all.
So, thank you, Nike. Saram, thank you for arranging this. Without you, we would not have felt as locals. So again, sir, thank you for really making this happen. I know it was a last minute thing. Ram, would you say a few words, please?
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Minister Garu, thank you very much for making this evening happen. I'm an example that you can see how this government has fostered startups and who has actually helped startups engage with the government a decade ago. They removed criteria such as turnover, and they encouraged us to go and show what cybersecurity was, and we partnered with the government, and we've been working year over year with all the departments helping them get secure. So thank you very much, and I think that the most important thing we should acknowledge is his vision for the state is unparalleled. Anybody I go talk to, even in Chennai, to a lot of people, they always talk about him. RISC was fostered in Chennai, and all our engineers from Chennai, and I still said, Srinivas, this is the place where we have to be for innovation and where we have to expand. Though I was born and raised in Chennai, I'm here telling you that this is the place where we want to expand and going forward. Cybersecurity Works is one of the only CNAs in this part of the world, which means we are going to allow all the bug bounty, all the hackers to come and report vulnerability to us, which we go back and report to the National Vulnerability Database, Department of Homeland Security. So we are authorized to do that, and we want to start engaging a lot of hackers from here. Along with DSCI and government of Telangana, we're organizing a hackathon with Dr. Sriram for over 1,000 students next month, which is going to be the largest hackathon, and that's going to create employment, and we're recruiting aggressively as well from Cybersecurity Works. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for making this evening happen. Thank you, Jay Ranjan, sir. This is very nice of you to acknowledge and make this happen in the last minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. So by the way, Ram forgot to mention that Ivanti is going to actually partner on the hackathon as well. It's very important. So it's an amazing thing that, the hackathon is a great way to recruit what we call the next generation entrepreneurs, right? The minister had a vision for T-Hub. Go back and look at his inspiration for the young entrepreneurs. Hackathons are the great way to find unconventional talent and bring out what we call hunter mentality. And thank you, sir, for doing that. Ivanti will provide the technology, will provide the resources, and that'll be a mechanism for us to recruit and promote underprivileged children to really consider computer science and cybersecurity. And Nike is a big proponent of helping underprivileged women picking up careers in cybersecurity. If you look at this room around, the women are in minority. And for her thing is we need to make sure we bring women to cybersecurity, and we will ensure that we'll actually support in everything. So with that, sir, we'd like to have you say a few words.
Thank you, Srini. Appreciate the invite to this event. Nike, thank you for bringing Ivanti to Hyderabad. Thank you to Srini and you for making this happen. Ram, I know you are from Chennai, but thank you for ensuring that this wonderful opportunity came our way. Jayesh Garu, thank you for introducing me to Ivanti. Good to see you, Raymond Peter, sir. Been a while. In fact, Raymond Peter Garu was one of my first principal secretaries when I became a minister back in 2014. So it's always good to catch up, with somebody as senior and somebody as knowledgeable. Thank you, sir. To the entire family of Ivanti, thank you for inviting us to this occasion. Now, I was just telling these guys when we were chatting back room that in today's world, where your phone talks to your refrigerator, which also talks to your car, that can talk to your washing machine, we live in this interesting world of Internet of Things, where each device by itself can start talking to the other without any sort of human intervention. I think we are headed there pretty much. It is both exciting and also a bit scary if you think about it, because I don't know about you guys, but during the pandemic, I got to watch a lot of TV and lot of OTT series. One of the things I watched was this series called Next, I think it was.
Yep.
Scary it was, trust me, because there are devices which are, of course, which of course can communicate back to you, but which also apparently can start, building on your behavior, building on your thinking, building on your speech pretty much, and even can possibly read and predict what you would be doing next, which is pretty scary if you ask me. And then I was just sharing with these guys also, while devices by themselves again and their behavior and all the technology that goes into it is of course quite exciting, there is again the entire pandemic that has happened and that has opened our eyes to the possibilities of how we can live, how we can in fact work, how we can coexist with each other in spite of in a virtual world. I think in the last 18 months, for many of us have been an eye-opener. For many of us it has been very, very interesting. In fact, initially when COVID hit us, none of us really were sure on how to handle it. But then when we all started working from home, and when we realized that the reliability of networks and the reliability of broadbands that we use is quite decent, and we can definitely give the output that is required, I think many organizations have started encouraging it. But the fact is, as we become more and more reliable, as we become more and more reliant on broadbands and networks, security becomes a huge, huge challenge for enterprises, for governments, for institutions, because I remembered what I was told by our dear friend Ajay Banga, who heads MasterCard. You know, Ajay is one of the most respected business leaders in the United States. He's of Indian origin, and he also has a Hyderabadi connection. He went to school in Hyderabad Public School. So when we met him back in the US, he told me, as a CEO of MasterCard, he said, you know, on a good day, my database, my servers get hit by hackers about 30,000 times. And on a bad day, that number could be anything. It could be as high as 100,000. It was scary, the numbers that he was reeling out. And when Srini was just talking about security and hackathons and hackers and all kinds of possibilities, and how, in fact, when Nike was mentioning that 200 million devices, is it? 200 million devices are being protected by your software, you know, from malware. These are scary numbers. Because, as you know, politicians, you know, our phones are constantly looked into, I'm sure. You know, there are people of different hues and shades, cutting across the political spectrum, who are wanting to know exactly what my strategies are, what my political strategies are, etc. In winning elections, in contesting, in competing, etc., etc. So yes, we are always constantly paranoid, we are constantly worried, we are constantly looking over our shoulder to see what's happening, you know, who's doing what in my phone, etc. So guys, thank you very much, you know, for giving us, that confidence that you guys can protect us. You said 200 million devices, so I'm sure I have 2 devices, which you can certainly protect, which you can certainly ensure that they become hack-proof. I doubt it though, but nevertheless. And secondly, what was heartening coming from Srini and Nike was, as a state, we came out with our cyber security policy long time back. In fact, I think it was 6 years ago, Jayesh. 2016, I think it was 5 years ago. When we came out with our cyber security policy, and when we started working with various institutions on how to possibly develop an ecosystem which will create more entrepreneurs, which will create cyber warriors, which will ensure that our devices, our enterprises, our knowledge, our IP is kept safe, we never thought we'd actually run into a situation where we would eventually be caught in a pandemic where everything will go virtual. But today, if you look around, I think we have shown the world that functioning even in adverse circumstances like COVID and the pandemic has been quite reliable, has been quite easy in fact, and I'm confident that with the kind of experiences we've had and with the kind of software solutions that Ivanti and others produce from our state, our country, I think we can definitely give the confidence to the investors who are coming in from various parts of the world. See, I was just telling these guys that we have some of the best technology companies in the world, and they've all made Hyderabad their home. You know, if you look at the top 5 most valued tech companies, all 5 of them, without an exception, have made Hyderabad their second largest base outside of their headquarters. The Apples, Googles, Amazons, Facebooks, Microsofts, Uber, Salesforce, Novartis, the list goes on. In fact, Micron, a huge list of marquee players have made Hyderabad their destination for research and development. What's exciting is, like Srini said, Hyderabad is no more the back office. We take a lot of pride in providing amazing talent pool, amazing think force, which can innovate, which can come out with world-class solutions, which can actually give solutions to the rest of the world as well. And I do hope the numbers that Nike gave us, Ivanti, she said, will grow to 2,000. I hope Nike, that 1,000 will be based in Hyderabad only out of those 2,000. You told me that your parents live in Hyderabad, Srini has a Hyderabad connect, of course Ram has a Hyderabad connect. We'll make sure that we do everything from our side, myself and Jayesh's, to ensure that your operations continue to grow here and you hit that magic 1,000 number ASAP. And I would also like to request you, you mentioned a hackathon with about 1,000, along with our COE and Shriram Garu here. You said 1,000 youngsters would be participating. I think we would also want to be a part of, in fact the government will be a part of this effort. We would want to initiate and we would want to bring in more and more people on board, because crime is also changing as we speak. Crime is not so much about few thugs on the street anymore. Crime is also now changing its form. Cybercrime is becoming more and more dangerous, more and more prevalent. Telangana, in fact, will be the first state in the country to draft out its own legislation on cybercrime. And we are drafting this in tandem with NALSAR. And we would be happy to share a draft with, or draft legislation to you guys. Possibly you can advise us, because you seem to know a lot of what goes on in the US, Homeland Security and other institutions which are far more experienced. So please advise us, please guide us, because I think once we start with this legislation, once we start understanding how to enforce it, understanding how to prevent cybercrime from happening, I think we would again become a pioneer in the entire country. Because as I know that recently when the IT Standing Committee of Parliamentarians visited Hyderabad, they had told us that there is no national cybercrime or cybercrime legislation or policy. So possibly Telangana's policy will become the beacon, will become the guiding light for the rest of the country as well. So therefore I think more and more inputs coming from you guys would really help all of us. And also tell us, also guide us, how can we build a more robust ecosystem of more and more enterprises in this space, making Hyderabad their home. I look forward to working with my team and myself closely with you guys and understanding this ever-changing, dynamic, technological challenge that we face. So congratulations to Ivanti on making Hyderabad one of their most important centers, and to the entire family of Ivanti. So good luck, keep us safe, keep growing, and I think make Hyderabad your home. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. Absolutely, we will secure the world from Hyderabad, that's for sure. So, I mean, the couple of things, right? So, again, thank you, Jayesh Ranjan, sir, for making this happen. So, it starts with the leadership, right? As I just said, Hyderabad is fortunate to have some amazing leaders. So, Ajay Sahani, sir, is who I worked with when I was a grad student, when he was a young officer. IIIT was the time. He said, what should we really impart as curriculum in IIIT? And we started designing the curriculum. So that's really how far Hyderabad goes in understanding about cybersecurity. With that, again, thank you, sir, for having us. One fun fact, I asked our team today, who is the world's largest patch management customer? Everybody said it's Microsoft, they said it's IBM, they kept giving me all the names. I said, time out, guys, it's Ivanti. So Ivanti today is the world's largest patch management. So Raymond sir said, what is the link between breast cancer, October being a breast cancer month, and cybersecurity? If you look at one of the biggest challenges in cybersecurity, everybody can give you the signal, they can tell you what's bad. Very few people can actually fix the problem. 99% of the time, the first thing you'll hear is, you didn't patch, you got hacked. That's the fix, right? That's a resolution. When you look at cancer, Hyderabad being the pharma capital of the world, what do? You make life-saving drugs. And that's really what we want. We're going to make patches that will help secure your devices and prevent breaches. And we being the world's largest, every single security company from Intel to SentinelOne to Qualys, you name it, they use Ivanti as an engine to protect their customers. So that's who we are. We're very proud to be here. So with that, thank you for making some time. I know how busy you are. And we're going to give you just some token so that you'll remember our name always. Give me your hack proof. I'm working on that, sir. So with that, we would love to just have Nike give a small token to the minister. Absolutely. Fifth. It's at Ivanti. So we haven't embedded any sensors in it, sir. No sensors. boss, do I get one too?
No, you don't.
Thank you, sir. I'll come with you.
I've asked Jayesh to take up with you regarding the public diplomacy and process.
Absolutely.